Yo, what is up, guys? So Endymion, the Founding Sorcerer Supreme, is actually a really cool card, and I haven't seen anyone actually showcase off this guy in action here. But anyways, we're here to check him out. He actually comes out next month in the OCG, but it's a new pendulum with a scale of 8. It's a dark level 7 with 2000 attack. He's got a pretty good effect. So to actually special summon, you have to get rid of 6 spell counters from your field. But when you special summon it, you get to destroy cards up to the number of cards you control that you can place a spell counter on, and then you get to place spell counters on him equal to the number of cards destroyed, which basically gives you some of the spell counters that you used to summon him in the first place. And then on top of that, he's also got monster effects. So his monster effect is, when anything is activated as a hook effect, you can return a card you control with spell counter, negate that, and destroy it. Then you get to place spell counters on him equal to the number of spell counters that were on that returned card. So basically, you don't lose out on any of the spell counters. And then, because that wasn't enough, when this card with a spell counter... Oh, also, your opponent cannot target it as long as it has a spell counter on it, which is 99% of the time in the first place. And then when this card with a spell counter is destroyed by battle, you get to add 1 normal spell card from your deck. You can any spell card. That doesn't include just like the pendulums. That's insane stuff. I know there was a little bit of going back and forth here with the Endymions and the Grand Module, but I had to go over the effect of him. By the time I read that card's effect, the duel was already over. I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh card effects are getting too long, man. But the card is good. Anyways, gonna go ahead and continue and see a few more plays, and then I'll give you guys a deck profile of it courtesy of Master of Arts. Really cool usage of course, the Mythical Beast, because this archetype has been around for a while, and once in a while it does do some stuff. It is not a bad deck at all, considering the Cerberus, once it has, where is it? Well, you have 4 more spell counters. It cannot be destroyed by card effects. And then, once per turn, you can remove 4 spell counters, target a monster your opponent controls, and just banish it face up. And then it gains attack, so it's not a bad card at all. Unfortunately, the attack only lasts until the end phase, but still not a bad card nonetheless. Then we're going to have Garuda go ahead and activate its effect. Good stuff indeed. So he's going to go ahead and attack, take some damage, can place some more counters on the Magic Lab. So each time a face up Mythical Beast is destroyed, you're going to place 2 counters on it, then once per turn, remove any number of spell counters from your field, add 1 monster from your hand, from your deck, or face up in your extra deck with a level equal to the number removed. Then you can place a spell counter on. And then if this card will be destroyed, you get to actually remove 1 spell counter from it instead. And of course, now we're going to go ahead and bust out Endymion, the Founding Sorcerer, and since majority of the cards in the, of course, archetype. Dude, that's so dumb. You just go pop the board, and then now I'm going to be able to negate. Like, that's insane, dude. Just being able to get rid of so much stuff, and then following it up with a negate. Obviously, you can't activate its effect over and over every single turn, because it needs to resummon itself to actually get that off. But if you can successfully pull off an Endymion, the Founding Sorcerer Supreme, I mean, you're really set up to win the game. If it's not that current turn, definitely within the next turn, dude. I feel like I'm watching Duel Links over here with a C stealth attack, man. Alright, so I haven't actually seen all these plays. I just saw a few of them, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, because, again, I haven't seen anyone post any gameplay of Founding Sorcerer Supreme. I was calling that for short, because more than likely his name will be changed in the TCG, but we'll see. Anyways, banishing cards, of course, with that Indulgence. He only went for 3, going for the small plays. What did he actually end up banishing? Oh, dude, he lost double big eyes. Oh, dude, and he's just like, dude, I don't even want to play. Alright, that one was kind of like a one-sided duel. But that's what happens sometimes in a lot of these Yu-Gi-Oh duels. Looks like we're seeing it up against one of the newer archetypes, the Evil Eyes. Let's see how this deck works, because I feel like if you literally lose your summoning Evil Eyes, like, it's pretty harsh. But anyways, he's got Cerberus over here, and Endymion has 1 spell counter on it. He's going to go ahead and activate Reasoning, calling 4. He already knows what he is going to be playing. And unfortunately, he did call the right one, so Selene is going to be activated. This is going to be able to get rid of any special summon monster, but, of course, with multiple spell counters on it, it cannot be destroyed by card effects while it has 4 or more. So he's not, unfortunately, going to be able to do too much with this deck, because the other Link monster in the archetype only has 2600, but remember, every time he's activating the effect of Selene, he's going to be able to increase that monster's attack ever more. But that's going to mean more counters for this every time he's, you know, obviously activating a newer Eye of Sin, because they're already on the field, and if things are proccing, it will not count on Endymion. But he's going to go ahead and death control. So he's going to target one of them and treat it as an evil eye monster. Okay. Well, it looks like Cerberus is changing sides, but we got another Cerberus out here. He's going to go ahead and remove 7 counters, adding the big boy, the Endymion, the Foundering Sorcerer Supreme, and we already know what's going to happen. He's going to Judgment Dragon the board. Alright, he's getting rid of everything, dude. He's coming out. Big boy is in town. He's stealing back his boy, and yo, he increased his attack to 4,004. That was a hype duel, dude. Master of Arts, that was great. I love that one. Wow, what a comeback from the new deck. I know a lot of people are complaining about the Evil Eyes, but, I mean, it is a nasty deck sometimes just to run into, because it's just like, I win the game, you can't target me, you can't destroy me, and like my monster just gets almost unlimited amounts of attack eventually, because the thing will be activating over and over. But if you can stall the deck, that is technically a way you can actually beat that deck as well. Looks like we're seeing a matchup against the Salaman Great. But we're going to go ahead and see, of course, the Jackal King and a Master Cerberus, and Sorcerer Supreme is ready, potentially in a couple more turns. But yo, we've got 4 counters, can't be destroyed by card effects, and at this point we've got 6. Unfortunately, it's not a quick effect. That'd be kind of OP if you could just be like, oh, quick effect to special summon it, and then I have this like free, almost free negates. That'd be even more insane if you could special summon it during your opponent's turn through that effect. Obviously, it was gonna go ahead and pass, but like you can't. Oh, we're going for the Gozen match. Okay, well that's not gonna do him any good because he's bringing out his boys. Oh, it's getting destroyed, unfortunately. But we have the Duelist Alliance over there. Go ahead and search out some cards. Go for Garuda. He's going to go ahead and pop and put some more counters onto Mythical Beast Jackal King. He's got 10 counters on it. That's insane, dude. And then he's got that 4,600 attacker. No spell counters on it, unfortunately. But every time a spell counter resolves, it's just 2. If he activates just 1 more, then this card is immune. It's got 4,600 attack. Send the card. You can go ahead and summon that Spinny. Go for the Sunlight Wolf, and we got the World Chalice Warrior, but that effect is going to be negated, and that's going to go ahead and be GG's, man. But that was really cool. I really liked that other duel against the Evil Eyes, because the guy did bust out a lot of stuff, but it was no match for, of course, our Endymion, the Founding Sorcerer Supreme. Like I said, it comes out next month in the OCG. When we're getting the TCG, I have no idea, but showcasing it off, I felt like the card was pretty good. I would like to know your guys' thoughts on it. But we're also here to give you guys a deck profile. So, really quick, I mean, it's the Mythical Beast deck. So, of course, we're going to have 3 Cerberus, probably the heart and soul of the deck. We've got 3 copies of Endymion, the Founding Sorcerer Supreme. And then we have 3 copies of Mythical Beast King Jackal. And then we have 3 copies of Basilisk. And we have 3 copies of Garuda, 2 copies of Ash Blossom, or Forehead, because the card is just too good. Then we have 3 copies of Mythical Beast Jackal, 1 copy of Duelist Alliance, 3 copies of Pendulum Paradox, 3 copies of Indulgence. That is a lot, but keep in mind, guys, you really don't need the extra deck. There is technically Daybreaker, which is another new card. I'll go over the effect real quick, but it requires 2 spellcaster monsters, and if it's linked summon, you get to place a spell count on it. It gains 300 attack for each spell counter on it. You can only use each effect of the following effects of once per turn. So the first effect is if a spellcaster monster is special summoned to a zone that this card is points to, you get to place another spell counter on this card. You can remove 2 spell counters from this card, target 1 card on the field, and destroy it. If it was a quick effect, we'd be looking at a much more viable card. I don't know how I feel about using 2 cards to make a 1,600 attacker, and then I have to special summon other things on it. Because remember, it only gets 1 spell counter on it. You can't even activate the other effect to remove the 2 spell counters. And remember, you can only use each effect if it's 1 per turn. If it was a quick effect, maybe. But this card is just way better. But anyways, yeah, he is there. But we didn't really see anything out of the extra deck. But you can make stuff. It's not like it's impossible. It's just more than likely you won't be going for it. But that's why Indulgence at 3 is definitely not bad. And it also is another spell in the deck. Then we got 2 copies of Terraforming, 1 copy of Monster Reborn, 3 copies of Magic Lab, 2 copies of Power of Guardian, 3 copies of Medical Citadel of Endymion, and then we have 2 copies of Breakthrough Skill, which really showed itself to be a great card, especially against that Gren Maju deck. But anyways, for the extra deck, we got Galaxy Eye Cypher Blade, we got Full Armor, we got number 62, we got Galaxy Eye Cypher, number 107, we got the Utopia lineup, and then we got Tornado, number 41, 101, which, gosh, dude, I haven't seen this guy in a while. And then Castell, Sarlige, and Exoton, and of course, the 2 copies of Daybreaker, which we didn't really see. He is kind of part of the new guy, but this guy's just way better. I don't see what 2 spell couches you want to really use to make these, unless like their effects are negated, and I don't know, they can't attack, or they got those cubic counters on it, I don't know. But for the most part, I don't think I would make this card. But this card, I would definitely make if I was playing it in this deck. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing that deck. I thought it was definitely something that I wanted to cover, because I remember seeing this and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to play Pendulums, but yo, thanks, Master of Arts, for sending in the replay, so I didn't have to play it myself. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the vid. If you did, drop a like on it, and if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to see more new Yu-Gi-Oh stuff in action, like the new Endymion that got announced a while back, but I forgot about the card. You probably forgot about the card because I haven't seen anyone play it since it got announced, honestly. But if you guys got any cool replays, feel free to always send them into AzneyesReplays@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Peace out.